So I've got the lovely Mrs. White here today, who really
Yes.
runs the company. I mean, you're humble, right? But you really do.
Well, I just do the back end.
Well, which is all the work.
It is a lot of work.
It is all. It is. It's a lot of work. So my topic today is where do the top originators get their leads?
Oh,
And
I'm supposed to know that.
you've got great input on this.
I do.
So So I see a lot of people, I see a lot of loan officers trying to do different things. And I think, and they all do it with good intentions. But
Sure.
I think the problem is like as the old saying goes, there's gold in them there hills if you know where to dig. But you got to make sure you're digging in the right spot. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So they can't see my screen here, but you can see the screen. So Maria and I, we're actually recording on a little Zoom, and we're actually at our house here in High Point, North Carolina,
Hmm.
because our lovely daughter just got married this last Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, and up here in High Point, and so her and Justin are in Greece right now on their honeymoon,
On a cruise.
and so we're cat sitting here in High Point, North Carolina.
If a cat runs in.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? So it's a different world our kids live in than certainly what we lived in. That on their honeymoon they jump off and go to Greece and Germany, and they're doing a little European thing. And we had a tent, literally. We had on our honeymoon we had a tent in state parks and national parks.
Well, we did splurge every now and then. You put me up in a hotel.
Yeah, the Best Western
Hey, that was huge
every
then.
every now and then. So all right, so let's talk a little bit about where top originators get their leads. So you and I are looking at a little graph here, and it says this is a little bit eye-opening. So 78% of the top originators get their leads, and these are like the leads that actually close. 78%, so almost 80,
It's a lot.
yep, get it from referral partners.
Okay.
And primarily that's going to be real estate agents. I mean, it's also going to include referral partners, would include title companies, attorneys, things like that. But primarily, it's going to be referral partners. The next stat, 21.8%. So that leaves 22% left over. So 78%, or basically 8 out of 10 of their leads that closed they got from referral partners. 21.8% got it from their past database, marketing to their past database. So if we do the math here, so 78% was referral partners, 21.8% was past database. That leaves 0.2. So the 0.2, so 0.2,
Not much.
not much, almost nothing. Where is that left? So 78% referral partners, 21.8% past database. That 0.2 is consumer direct. Here's the problem. A lot of loan officers spend a lot of time going, how do I get that 0.2?
Mm.
And that's a mistake. Like that's a huge mistake. And if you're going to go after something, go after the easy part. Like what's the I got this little mantra that I use, and it's called what's the least I need to do to get the desired results. Now
Sure.
that's different from saying what's the least I need to do to get away with it, right? That's totally uncool. That's like a manipulation thing. That's not cool. But what's the least I need to do to get my desired result? So my desired result is getting in, say, I don't know, whatever, 10 loans this month, or five or six or 20. By the way, did you see what our production was last month in closed loans for our team? Did you see that number?
I have not.
So last month, so as we're recording this September, so in August, our team, and this is off the top of my head, so it's more or less accurate number, was 110 million. I think it was 427,000. I think it was 833 and like 33 cents. So 110 million. That's a lot for a month. That's a good month.
Yeah.
And we got this old saying, every 110 million helps. You know, you know. So, and sure as the world. So we were at, just as an FYI, we were at, so this says 78% referral partners, 21.8% past database, 0.2 consumer direct. Last month with 100, with our team doing 110 million, it was, again, top of my head, it was 75% purchase,
Mhm.
right? It was 25% refi. The refi breakdown, so of the 110 million, so 25% refi, it was, I'm going to screw the math up. It was 8% rate and term of the 110 million, because it left 25%. So now we're breaking down the 25%. It was 8% rate and term, 17% cash out refinance. So 8% rate and term, 17% pulling cash out to pay down debt and whatnot. So it equaled to 70, 75, 25, which is a different topic, really. But I think, if we talk about that just for a second, being at a 75% purchase deal. So in other words, 75% of our business was somebody buying a house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 25% was refinancing.
Right.
So the perfect number, do you know what the perfect number? Have you ever heard me talking about the perfect number? Like what's like the ideal, you're clicking on all 8 cylinders when you're at a 70-30.
Okay.
So 70%
That's pretty
purchase.
close.
It is. So it's very close. Now with rates being up here the last 3 years, um, we fell beneath that. In other words, our purchases we were purchase heavy. And we didn't back that down, but we kind of doubled down on the refinance or marketing to our past database. Even though marketing our past database, a lot of the referrals we get from that isn't actually their loan, they're refinancing. They refer us to their friends, hence even more purchase business. But let's go back to this then. It went off on a little bunny trail there. See, I'm gazing in your eyes, and I'm mesmerized.
Focus.
I'm hard to focus. So
Let's focus.
so where do top producers get their leads? 78% referral partners, 21.8% past database, and 0.2% consumer direct. Saw this thing the other day, and I hope this comes out cool because I get it. The guy was excited. So I saw this guy, and he posted this thing. A super cool guy, right? Super cool guy. Um, he said, "Hey, I need some more help. I need to get an assistant because I got 90 leads last month from my YouTube channel, Consumer Direct, right? Well, these days you can go look up somebody's production, so we go into these little reports and look up their production. And in his case, again, doing okay, right? Doing okay. He closed 23 deals the last 12 months, which is about, give or take 2 a month. And July, and then at some months 3, and like in July, I think he closed 1. But here he had all these consumer direct leads, like 90, and everybody's like, wow, great numbers, way to go. But nobody asked, how many did you close from it? Right? Because it's not how many leads we get. I can open up the phone book and have 100,000 leads here in High Point, North Carolina.
And you got to be calling on those leads, right?
Yeah, and which takes time.
Yeah.
And when they're low converting, it's not a good use of time. Worse, it gets defeating that, I'm getting no, 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 no. When I finally get to the yes, I'm already kind of aggravated. I might lose that one too, because I'm thinking, oh, it's just going to be another no, because they convert at about 1%, maybe 2%, which if you looked at his numbers, that's about right. And again, kudos to the gentleman, right? He's getting out there, he's doing something, he's making things happen. A couple deals a month, let's say, and I don't know what he makes, but let's say he makes $3,000 per closing. That'd be if you're averaging 2 loans a month, that's $6,000 a month. That's 72 grand. Ain't nothing to sneeze at, right? 72 grand's a good living. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But he's missing out on the 99.8%. So in his case, where he's doing that focus on the 0.2%.
Because 90 sounds like a lot of leads, though.
That's right.
So you think, oh, yeah, let's convert that.
That's
So
right.
those people really aren't interested. They're not real people.
Well, good point. Some of them aren't real people. Some of them aren't in the position to borrow money today, maybe someday, right? Which is fine, but just not today. Um, some of them are very, very early in the game. Um,
So it's hard to convert them.
It's very hard to convert.
Okay.
For our online leads, I think we do a really good job of it. So on our online leads, we convert them at about 2 to 3%, maybe. Yeah, that's about right, about 2 to 3%. Whereas our referred leads, we're between 20 and 25%. So roughly 8, 9, 10 times better.
Yeah.
And so it's a better use of our time. And so I think that, the thing that I want to get on this episode is, and the dude was excited, right? And I'm excited for him,
I'd be
right?
excited too,
Yeah,
90 leads,
that right. Until you do the math and go, hey, wait a minute,
or until you call them and figure out.
we're not closing these, and we get intoxicated with the activity, not the results.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, what do we want to focus on? We want to focus on what moves the needle the most. In other words, like, I always think of it like we're standing in front of a printing press and we're printing money, and we can print $1 bills, fives, tens, 20s, 50s, or hundreds, right? Or in our case, in the mortgage industry, $1,000 bills. So my suggestion to people is, let's focus on printing the $1,000 bills
Sure.
and not the $50 bills.
Because it takes you the same amount of effort.
Same amount of effort, same amount of time, same amount of investment, same amount of ink, same printing press, just printing a different number on the check, right? And so I would highly encourage people that, while the consumer direct, it's fun, it's sexy, it seems like, well, I want to get to them first. That can actually be a disadvantage, in that when we get a referred lead, that they're already pre-sold on our services for the most part, not entirely, but for the most part, like the heavy part of the needle is moved. And really, for me, like, at 0.2% for consumer direct, I can just get rid of that clutter. Like, it's just not worth. That's printing pennies in my world. That's literally printing pennies. And I'm going to focus on the referral partners and the past database, because that's literally 99.8, that's a real number, percent of the business. And that's where we want to focus on. And it's easy to say, well, if I focus on the 0.2, I don't have to answer to a real estate agent. But I always look at the real estate agent is like my free, FREE, free sales force, that they're going out and getting the business for me, and then they need me to close that business, and so they then refer that person to me. And I don't just have one or two doing that. We can have dozens doing that, providing great service for them, getting them to the closing table. And it's just a better place to spend our time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, that was great input that you had there. That was no, I just like I no, I just thought, right, was that clear? Did I make it clear?
Yeah, I think you did. Because why put all your effort into 0.2% of conversion when it takes just the same amount of effort, so you say, to do your, what was that one? Your
The
referral
referral
partner.
partners 78% and past database 21.8%.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend too much time calling people that really aren't interested, even though 90 sounds like a big number. You can get sucked into that.
Yeah.
But then if it doesn't convert, that's
Yeah.
kind of disappointing.
Do you remember when I did that? We did yeah, I don't know if you remember this or not. I did a kiosk at a flea market. Do you remember that?
Mm-mm.
I did a podcast, not a podcast. I did a kiosk at a flea market, and I got a lot of leads from it, but boy, it was really low converting.
Mm.
It just didn't work out all right. So anyway, hey, I just want to do a short little episode. Thanks for joining me, Miss Lovely Mrs. White. And hey, for you guys, people listening to this, hey, focus on the referral partners, focus on the past database. It's fine to dabble in the 0.2%, but just understand it's 0.2%. That's kind of the numbers. Hey, when you're ready for some help on how do we convert more of those referral partners, just go to mmademo.com, mmademo.com, and we'll walk you through it absolutely for free. So thanks for listening in, and we'll see you on the next episode of Loan Officer Freedom. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.